This afternoon, we have with us Lieutenant General Dr. Madhuri Kanitkar, who's just got her rank, and we are proud of her because she's the third lady who has got this rank in the Indian Army. The first was Jan Bandyopadhyay, who did staff college with me. Second was Mrs. Ahuja, who delivered my son. And you are the third one, sir. And the best part about you is that you are going to be the first lady in the CDS and IDS, which is part of the CDS, under the umbrella of CDS. What I would like to know from you, madam, is you had a long career in the armed forces. Whether this journey has been a smooth ride or a roller coaster one.
Firstly, Jai Hind, Brigadier Atre. It's such a pleasure meeting you, and it's always an honor to meet veterans with so much of experience. I don't think I can call it a smooth ride, but at the same time, yes, maybe a roller coaster, but roller coaster rides can be exciting and fun.
That's right.
So I would like to, most of the times it was a fun, a good roller coaster ride. Except there were those scary moments, you know, when you get the butterflies in your stomach, when it's coming down, crashing down. Well, there was times, at least 3-4 times I felt everything was crashing down. And we kind of get out, you know, you finish with that and you want to do it again. So it's like that.
Can you tell one of those scary ones?
Yes, I can tell a couple of scary ones. There was a time when I was pregnant, my daughter was to be born, and I was almost full term, but those days we didn't get so much of leave, so I just had this maternity leave and annual leave, so I worked till the last day, and my parents were supposed to come for the delivery, but 15 days earlier, it so happened my son broke his arm, and I had to take him to the hospital, so I thought I'm going for the delivery. But it was his broken arm, and we sort of got that fixed, and there was this 6-year-old who said, only my mom can start my IV. So right over my full tummy, I had to bend down and get him, you know, and get the thing done. I get him home, finish with that, I get him home. But besides that, he needed a surgery. And there was no way, there was no orthopedic surgeon. They said, I have to transfer you to Lucknow. I told him, I said, if I deliver there, with one child in the hospital and a second, and I have no one to support, I cannot. So please do whatever you can, you do this, put him a plaster. If it's bad, I'll have it operated upon, broken again and done later. So it was a very, very difficult situation, and I got him home, and next thing I knew was I went into labor with his arm in a flat plaster, and husband still not there. And I had to sort of call in the maid to sleep at night with him. And I drove my car and I went out, picked up the gynecologist, and he said, "Abhi gaadi chhod de, main le jata hu." And he drove me down, and you know, I had my delivery, and it was 2 days later that my parents came in, so I got my son back in hospital. I mean, it was like, I think I could have done with a little better help.
I think only the army wives and the army doctors.
Yes. And I'm sure
and others cannot dream of
They
it.
cannot dream, but I'm sure there would be lots who have such stories.
Yes.
And but you come out stronger.
You definitely come out stronger.
Yes, definitely.
Ma'am, both of you and your husband, General Kanitkar, have reached the pinnacle of the army. Medical Corps, Lieutenant General, and he also reached one rank less, but QMG of the Indian Army. How do you feel about it that both of you have become Lieutenant Generals?
I think it's a tremendous feeling of satisfaction. If I can just put it in a simple, the day he pipped me, and you know, we had a little toast to ourselves, we were here, and he said, you know, आज चैन की नींद सोऊंगा, एक सपना पूरा हो गया.
एक सपना पूरा हो गया.
Because I said सपना तो सोने के बाद, कहते नहीं, ये जिंदगी का सपना था. So I think that is sums it all.
So, I won't ask the next question as to what was his feeling. But we can make out his feeling.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Ma'am, you are going to be the senior most medical officer as far as IDS is concerned. What would be your KRAs, the key result areas, if you have thought about it?
Yeah, I have given it a thought, though it's been just 48 hours. But with having known about it and what's happening, firstly I thought I was very excited because earlier the DCIDS Med didn't have a very big role. But now with the forming of CDS, I think the scope is going to be tremendous. And I found that in my years of service, of having served, we are a tri-services organization, the Army Medical Corps with seconding to the Air Force and the Navy, but we are still working in silos. I mean, there may be a few people occasionally in one uniform who get posted to the other. I myself had a tenure in Ashwini, but it's not integration in the true sense. We continue to be together in our own spaces. So I think there's tremendous scope for integration, and that would be even more required as we look at theatre commands. So when we're moving towards that, the kind of combat support, I mean, you're an officer yourself, you've been, so you'll understand. I mean, even a simple thing like an RMO. Today we would train the army to look after, the army standards, the Air Force would have the Air Force, the pilot's health is different. When we integrate, what is the kind of medical support that we would give them? And in combat situations, it would be, but at the same time, I think it's going to be amazing. In Northern Command, I found we were working in silos. I mean, our casualty evac, CASEVAC, was cheetahs and this up to, the first line, and then if we needed a fixed wing, we had to tell the Air Force. The Air Force had their ALHs, but they wouldn't work for this because their charter of duty was different. But if we had the resources in that same theatre, and we would use it to have a plan that, from here to here is one, and there to there, and coordinate our resources, I think the outcome would be better.
Very well said. I think that is one of the major mandates which have been given to the CDS to bring jointness.
Absolutely.
And you have rightly brought out and hit the nail on the head that this is the most important aspect in all services and arms, the jointness and services, all the three services. And I'm sure that with the CDS and you being there, the things get streamlined.
I think it's an honor for me to, take on this opportunity.
Yes, I'm very happy that you are there, and you have the experience of both, the arms, the armored corps, and medicos and services, and I'm sure that things will work out very well. What message, ma'am, would like to give? With this permanent commission thing coming for the ladies, the development which is going to take place. What sort of message would you like to give to the
I think
ladies?
I would like to give ladies the simple message that when you take on walking with your eyes open, don't expect that things are going to be laid out and get easy, which I don't think the women are. I mean, the girls who are now looking at it have already put in service. They know the difficulties, so they're going to. But at the same time, as they sort of go in seniority, I think it's important to think more of the organization, how can you give back? Because when we have certain entitlements, whether it's leave, childcare leave, we can't insist on taking all those things as a right. So we would have to, whereas it's given to you, you must enjoy it, you must look after your children. But I think we also need to tell them, keep the, what we've always grown up in the forces with, nation first, your organization next and self last. I think that would have to be really, really repeated
and reinforced again and
absolutely,
again.
Absolutely.
Ma'am, the other point which comes up to my mind is that you are going to be part of IDS, and which is under the umbrella of CDS, which is going to work very hard and very, very seriously to bring about the changes which are required to integrate all the three defense forces. Now, one point comes up that, I personally feel that there's one area where you can contribute a lot, and which is, the doctors, or not doctors as such, lady officers in the army, and the gentlemen officers in the army or defense forces, they have a lot of separation. So, is there any chance that you will think that somehow we should try and reduce this separation?
We are talking of separation as a couple, or separation as in working in silos. Not really gelling with each other.
Your General Kanetkar is posted to Delhi.
Yeah.
You are posted to Srinagar.
Yeah, so that's
yes.
exactly what I meant.
Yes.
Is I said, you're going to be spouses who are not going to be co-located.
Yes.
I think they must remember that things have improved tremendously. In our time, if we could do it with, out of our 36 years, we were
Yes.
not posted together for 24 years.
Right.
And so look at the difficulties that this would, and how would you so it's not a right that I have to be posted together.
I agree with you.
So I think that would be a thing.
Yes.
Whereas in fact in Lighter Wing we used to say, people used to ask us, don't you have a policy to be posted together? I said yes, as far as possible husband and wife are posted together. In our case they read it as far as possible. So it used to be joke.
Yes.
But at the same time that was when we took a conscious decision, and I think that cannot be extrapolated, but I think couples have to take it together. So, and my husband told me something which I share with all such young couples. He said, it's important, Madhuri, at the end of the day, that we grow together without growing apart. So I thought that really sums it up.
Yes.
And it is important that it's not important that you're just a wife. You can be a wife and I can be a husband, but you have to have your own life and your own career.
Yeah.
And for that, let's support each other. But at the same time, it's easy to grow apart in such situations. But I think communication, and we decided that, come what may, we don't want to think of calls, we're going to just have holidays, we're going to spend time together. So there was a time when religiously, like school, this thing, we would write every second day a letter to each other. So, those were also fun days.
That's true. I agree with you. But the point is, what is happening today, that with this too much of separation taking place, there's certain other type of problems which are taking place. You're a doctor, you know it better than me.
Yes.
And therefore, my summation is that you kindly think about it and try and reduce this separation as far as possible.
Absolutely. And
Yes.
I think the MS branch and our posting branches are really taking it. Here we had to apply for compassionate posting to be together.
Correct.
Today, there is a policy of spouse co-location. Officers are encouraged to write in advance, and there are joint meetings, which was never heard of. So efforts are on, and I'm sure things are going to get better. With more people coming in, it will be easier.
Yes.
You would be able to adjust more people at stations, and the future is bright.
Future is bright.
Yes, absolutely.
Nice to hear that.
Yes.
One sentence mantra for the ladies to get success in the army.
Yeah. I think the age-old thing is, everyone says is 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration. I'm a little different from that. I feel you don't need to perspire so much if you have a map. When you get lost, you need a map. And I like to tell everyone that everyone needs a map. And my map is M is for mentor, A is for attitude. Develop it. Find a mentor, develop an attitude, and don't give up your passion. So that's my map. Is that okay?
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Fantastic. We are honored to listen, I will call it listen, to number one lady of the IDS Medicos, Lieutenant General Dr. Madhuri Kanetkar, for Aviation and Defence Universe, Mrs. Sangeeta Saxena, the editor, and yours truly, Brigadier Vijay Atre, signing off. All the best to you.
Thank you, sir, and Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.